Question came through from Santo Farms. Will you or do you have a salesperson always out trying to sell products or finding new customers?
No, it's just us, it's just Andy, mostly Jess. I do some of it, making phone calls, talking to people, going out, handing samples out as we're doing routes and stuff. That's pretty much all we do. And I know, Andy, it's just you as well, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I've had a couple like minor friends or whatever that I'm like, hey, go talk to these restaurants. If you get something out of it, I'll give you something for it or whatever. And it's worked a couple times, but it's usually not long term because obviously they want to get paid, they want to have a full time job, all that fun stuff. So, hiring a salesperson can be expensive. It can also obviously make you a lot of money, but you have to have the space. And obviously, like if I had hired somebody, let's say a year ago, I would have hired them and they would have filled this whole place and done what?
Yeah.
I'm stuck at that point because I've got a salesperson I'm paying every week that has no sales to sell.
Can't go get any sales even.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the one that, only downside. I mean, obviously if you got a huge facility and you got plenty of room, then hiring a salesperson is certainly worth it. Or if you're just like super introverted, can't do it yourself, scared to death, it's an option. I would still suggest trying at least. Get your feet wet. You're going to get some no's. You got to get used to that. That's just a part of selling. You're going to get one yes for every, 10 or 12 or 50 no's. So you got to be ready for that rejection. But it's just part of the game, and you have to understand that. And those no's can hopefully turn to yeses in the long run. So, just as long as you stick at it. But the more practice you get, the more comfortable you'll get. It just makes things so much easier. I mean, I think back when I was on here the very first time, it was like terrifying, to be live on YouTube. Now I don't even think twice about it. So, because I'm used to it. So,
not
a big deal.
Just because you get a no today doesn't mean it's a no tomorrow from the same person. Always following back up. So, nobody's going to bite you or beat you up or anything else going in trying to sell something. So there's nothing to be scared of. Go in, give them products. You'll be fine.
Yep. Yeah, you see it all the time in the Facebook groups where it's like, I've been working on these guys for 2 years and they finally gave me a yes. And I've been working on these guys for, you just had one not long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
We were talking to somebody for a long, long time and they finally gave you a yes. So just stick with it. Keep at them. Farm Flow lets you do that. Sales prospects is the section you want to look for. Super easy to use. It's really basic. It's not like a full blown CRM with all the crazy shenanigans. It just allows you to do exactly what you need to do. Create a list of customers and create statuses as to where they are and add follow-up dates. It'll tell you when you need to follow up, all that fun stuff. So, use that if you have to, just keep track of everybody. It's an easy way to do it. I have my employees actually add, during slow time when we had still had the store open, if there wasn't people in the shop, they were out researching, different restaurants and different places in the area and adding them to the system for me. Nice. And then I would go in and follow up with them. So I guess, to go back to the Santo Farms question, I mean, I technically had salespeople. They just weren't actually selling. They were just putting data into the system. So if you have a teenage kid or, something like that, have them just do that. And then that way it gives them something to do. You can pay them a small amount of money to have it done. And then you got a bunch of leads. They're not like great leads because you still got to reach out to them cold, but it's better than nothing, better than you spending the time doing it. So certainly worth, thinking about.